Listen, the whole world is going to crypto. I even been talking to people at my job. They also been saying, I'm not talking about employees. I'm talking about customers who come to gamble. They said they're putting listen, I didn't even know they knew about Elon, token symbol, Elon, Dogelon Mars. They hold at least a couple trillion of those. They're holding some Shibarium as well. As you guys know, I told you guys, I heard about that token, but I'm not really, investing in Shibarium. I'm holding my majority of Dogelon, XRP, XLM, and multiple other assets. They already know that we're coming to a phase where everything is going to be digitalized. Now, with this proof here as well, Hong Kong regulators to assist crypto firms with banking. Now these banks are now saying that they are associated with crypto. Now, United States is the only country that wants to lag and want to scare investors. They want to scare people like us to not to invest in digital assets so we won't become the new 1%. But again, there's not even 1% of holders of digital assets around the world. And we're not even talking about hackers. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you guys have to really see what's going on. And look, feature article, Shiba Inu Shibarium has 500 interested validators. Listen, man, if you guys are not holding these tokens, if you are not, listen, it's all about long term. Don't look at it as, okay, let me just sell when the pump goes. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, you make you a couple thousand, or you make a couple 100,000, and then you're like, oh, I'm good. I spent 50 grand in digital assets. Now I made 300,000. I'm good. But then you're going to bite yourself in the ass because why? That's not the potential. Potential what we're looking at is financial freedom and generational wealth. Hong Kong remains committed to becoming a digital asset hub, taking another step in the said direction. Regulators of the Special Administrative Region are set to hold on a meeting between crypto firms and bankers. The same is intended to ease financing for the crypto sector. Again, family, financial freedom is right around the corner, and a lot of people are missing out on this opportunity. Just because you see the prices where it's at, I know you guys heard this for 2 or 3 years, but I'm telling you right now, times are changing as we speak. Right as we speak, family. So let's go ahead and look at a token, Elon. As you guys see, it's sitting at 31.98. Well, hey, we could retrace back down to the low 2000s. But you know what? I told you guys I had stopped accumulating Dogelon Mars. I believe this is the time for me to buy some more bags. I'm going to buy some more bags. Look, the Congress, look, there's 23,000 digital assets. Out of those 23,000, they're trying to cut them all down, suppress to only have at least probably 8,000 digital assets out in space right now. But who knows what can happen. Now, as you guys see, Bitcoin dropped down. It's at 26,000. 26,000. Ethereum been holding steady, sitting at 1733. And XRP is pumping up by 5%, sitting at 49 cents. All right. Now, as you hear her, she is talking about the president of the European Central Bank admits if banks don't use central bank digital currency, they will lose control. Again, she is a elite. She is telling you guys, if the banks don't use central bank digital currency, they will lose control. Things are happening right in front of our eyes. We are starting to use digital assets. Digital assets will boom and skyrocket. So I'm going to play this video so you guys can hear what she's talking about.
Where do we stand? We central bankers, we have been operating as a monetary anchor in relation to the commercial banks and the private money. If we are not in that game, if we are not involved in experimenting, in innovating in terms of digital central bank money, we risk losing the role of anchor that we have played for many, many decades. And we have historical examples of period where the central bank monetary anchor was not there, and that precipitated crisis after crisis. That certainly was the case at the time of the free banking in the 19th century. Do we want to go back to those days? Probably not. I would say certainly not from our vantage point, as a result of which we have to respond to the demand for those digital payments in order to maintain the role of anchor that we have been playing regularly.
As you heard her, we need central bank digital currency. Family, our time is happening. But as you guys see, what's trending right now is ticker symbol Elon. 196,000 tweets. 196,000 tweets. Ticker symbol Elon. People's going to catch on. People's going to be left behind. Understand this. Rosie Rios, she already said the train has already left. Do you want to be left behind? A lot of people are not investing into real digital assets. They're not holding Dogelon Mars. They're not holding XRP, XLM. They're not understanding the whole phase of just holding digital assets and not having paper hands. Because when you have paper hands, you're losing out. You're thinking you have financial freedom with 300,000. You think you have financial freedom because you made $1 million. Understand this, you got to pay them taxes, or the IRS is going to come get you. You see, I want financial freedom. I want over 100 million. I may be thinking too big, but that's what I'm looking at. I want over 100 million, maybe $1 billion. You know what I'm coming from? Because I've been accumulating. I have been holding these digital assets. I have not sold one asset. I haven't sold Yeti coin. A lot of people forgot about Yeti. Just because I don't talk about it don't mean I don't hold it or not accumulate it. I still hold Yeti. I still hold multiple digital assets, and I showed you guys all through these years the different digital assets that I hold. Some of you listened, some of you didn't. But then when that time happens, when the world just shifts, when it just shifts, you will see.
Right now, on November 8th, I announced that when Mr. Trump, whether you love him or hate him, this was the beginning of the greatest transformation of wealth the world has ever fucking seen since World War II. See, I know what he was going to do. I know what he's going to do now. And he hasn't even got started. Now, what are you going to tell your kids and your grandkids 25 years from now when they say, gee, Daddy, gee, Grandpa, what were you doing other than having your thumb up your big fucking ass during the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of the world? What were you fucking doing? Fuck all, nothing. That's what most of you will tell them, your grandchildren and your children. It's never going to get any better than this, kids. This is the, as I said on YouTube, the eye of the perfect motherfucking storm. This is it. I never thought I'd live to see it again. This is going to make the 80s look like a nursery rhyme, which I praise Allah, praise Buddha, praise God. I participated in slashing and raping everybody in the 80s, legally. This is going to make that look like a fucking nursery rhyme. And what are you going to tell your kids? Oh, I had to spreadsheet it. I had to think about it. I had to read another book on M&A, you fucking moron.